Hi my dear students, in this video we are going to discuss the rotating magnetic field. So let's see about rotating magnetic field. Generally, when we are giving a three-phase AC supply to the three-phase induction motor stator, when a three-phase AC supply given to this three-phase stator winding, actually it produces a magnetic field. Generally, you already read about this one in your fundamentals, in your basics of electrical machine. Now, when this AC supply given to this machine, actually here some magnetic field will produces, but what I am saying is that magnetic field is rotating in some way. Actually, that magnetic field is rotating with some speed. Actually, that speed is called synchronous speed. And this magnetic field is rotating in clockwise direction. Now I am going to prove this statement. That's it. Very simple. Even in academics also, they will ask you just derive the rotating magnetic field or prove that the magnetic field which is produced in our induction machine is a rotating magnetic field. Just simply prove that. Like that they will ask you question. Right, sir? So generally here I am taking here a three-phase AC supply. Let's see whatever the three-phase AC supply we are giving to my induction machine. For example, my three-phase AC supply is like this. Once have a quick review on this. For example, this is my R phase. This is my R phase. And for example, this is my Y phase. This is my Y phase. For example, this is my Y phase, R phase, Y phase, and next I have to go for B phase, right? So for example, this is my B phase, like this. For example, these are my three phases. For example, okay, what is this? This is R phase, and this is Y phase, and this is B phase. A three-phase AC supply given to a machine. Of course, you know very well this is a 0 degrees, and of course this is 180 degrees. 180 degrees. When it comes here, this is 360 degrees. One complete cycle, R cycle. Of course, this is 90 degrees in between here, but this is the 60 degrees point and this is the 120 degrees point. Because in three-phase supply, when we went for a R phase and Y phase and B phase, the R phase and Y phase displaced by 120 degrees, yes or no? See here, this is started here my R phase, but Y phase started here. How much the distance? 120 degrees. And of course, the Y phase and B phase also displaced by 120 degrees, right? See, this is my Y phase actually, but my B phase started here. This is 120 plus 60, which is 240 degrees. 240 plus 60, which is 300 degrees, and this is the 360 degrees. And of course, these are also displaced by 120 degrees apart from that, because see, actually here to here, the 120 degrees are there. Right. You know very well about this one actually. No need to explain again, right? So this is the three-phase AC supply which is given to our induction machine. Then of course it will produce us some fluxes, right? For example, the flux produced by the R phase is phi R. For example, the flux produced by the Y phase is phi Y. As usually, the flux produced by the B phase is phi B. So can you tell me what is phi r actually? The phi r is at 0 degrees. That's why this is phi m into sine omega t. After 120 degrees y phase is there. That's why this is phi m into sine omega t minus 120 degrees. After 120 degrees my B phase is initiated. That's why phi m sine omega t minus 120. Then after 120, that's why 240 degrees. Are you getting or not? Yeah, it's so easy, right? Yeah. So this we can also written as, yeah, you got right answer. Tell me, this is written as sine omega t plus 120 degrees. Also not a problem. This is also correct answer. These are the three fluxes which are produced by the three phases, three windings. The three phase winding produced in these three fluxes. So let's I am going to derive the resultant flux of all these three. What I am going to do here? I am going to calculate a resultant flux of these three fluxes. The vector sum of resultant of these three fluxes I am taken as phi r. Now I am going to calculate this phi r at some particular points. At omega t is equals to 0 degrees, what is the resultant flux? At omega t is equals to 60 degrees, what is the resultant flux? At omega t is equals to 120 degrees, what is the resultant flux? At omega t is equals to 180 degrees, what is the resultant flux? Now I am going to calculate. Okay, are you ready? Are you following me? Yeah, sir, you great, right? So let's go. At omega t is equals to 0 degrees. What I am going to do here? At omega t is equals to 0 degrees. What is my phi r? What is my phi y? What is my phi b? And finally, what is my resultant flux? You got it, my point? Yeah, see here. At omega t is equals to 0, phi r is equals to, yeah, I think you are very well at mathematics. Of course, this is a simple mathematics. At omega t is equals to 0, sine 0. Can you, what is sine 0? Sine 0 is 0, right? So, omega r is equals to omega m into 0. That's simply, sorry, phi r is equals to phi m into 0. That's simply 0. So, phi r is equals to 0. Next, what about phi y? So, can you calculate phi y? Phi y is equals to phi m into sine 0 minus 120 degrees. Okay, phi m into sine 0 minus 120 is nothing but minus 120 degrees. Minus 120 nothing but, generally if you take minus before, so minus phi m sine 120. Sine 120 can be written as sine 90 plus 30 degrees. Of course, I think you know very well, all silver tea cup. All silver tea cup. This is a small trick to know these values. 90 plus 30 degrees. This is 90 minus 0. This is 90 plus 0. 90 plus theta. So in this quadrant, the sign is positive. Okay, it is positive. So sine of 90 nothing but cos 30. So can you tell me what is cos 30 value? Cos 30 is nothing but root 3 by 2 times of phi m, which is nothing but minus 0.866 times of maximum flux. This is what my y phase. Okay. Next, can you calculate for B phase? So B phase, phi B is equals to, tell me how much phi m into sine omega t plus 120. Omega t plus 120. If it is minus 120, this is the value. If it is plus 120, you will know the answer. Yeah, tell me guys. You guys tell me. Yeah, exactly. Catch my point. So plus root 3 by 2 into phi m, which is nothing but 0.866 times of the phi m. This is why B phase. Got it, sir? So, is these values are exact or not? Is there any mistake? Once you just have a look here, just have a look here. At omega t is equal to 0, the R phase is 0, the R phase is 0. Of course, the Y phase in negative, the Y phase in negative, but not a negative maximum. Less than the maximum, less than the, if it is maximum, it should be here, but less than the maximum, how much it is? 0.866. And of course, this is 100% correct. What about B phase? So see, where is my B phase? Of course, this is in positive. Exactly. Yes or no? So this is in positive, but not the maximum. Actually, this is the maximum. Less than the maximum. How much it is? 0.866. Of course, this is minus 0.866. Exactly 0.866 times of the maximum. This is for R phase. I calculated for R phase what is the exact analysis. So now what are the resultant flux? The resultant flux is the vector sum of Y phase and B phase. That's enough. Yes or no? Because the R phase is 0, to know the vector sum, to know the sum of the fluxes, no need to add this. This is already 0. So I am going to add only these two fluxes. I am going to add only these two fluxes, the phi y and phi b. Then we can get the resultant flux. Are you okay, guys? So is first one you have to remember. At omega t is equals to 0, we got this. Next, what about at omega t is equals to 60 degrees? At omega t is equals to 60 degrees, can you tell me what are the answers? So simply, at omega t is equals to 60 degrees. Yeah, at omega t is equals to 60 degrees. Tell me what is phi r? You can easily, because at 60 degrees, sine 60 nothing but root 3 by 2. So 0.866 times of the maximum flux is my R phase. What about Y phase? The Y phase is nothing but very simple Y phase also. Have a look here, phi m sine 60 minus 120. 60 minus 120 बोले तो minus 60. If it is plus 60, this is the value. If it is minus 60, yeah, if it is minus 60, minus 0.866 times of phi m. Yeah, it's good, sir. Very nice. You people are very active, I know, sir. So tell me, what about B? Why B? Very simple, sir. If it is a 60 plus 120, 60 plus 120 बोले तो 180, sin 180 मतलब sin 180 is 0. Sin 180 is 0. That's why the B phase is 0. B phase is 0. Here B phase is 0 and R phase is in positive and Y phase is in negative. Is it correct or not? Once have a look here. Yeah, at omega t equals to 60 degrees, at this condition, my B phase is 0. This is 100% correct. What about R phase? R phase in positive. Yeah, this is 100% correct. What about Y phase? The Y phase is in negative. Actually, it not should be a maximum, but it should be a, I have a, simply just draw accurate. This is a graph. Exactly, it should be accurate like this. Of course, you have to draw perfectly. Actually, this, so like this, it should be mostly minus is in negative, but might the maximum. Just simply, yeah, this is in negative again, this is in negative again, and of course not the maximum, negative but not the maximum, less than the maximum. How much it is? Less than the maximum. How much it is exactly? Minus 0.866. This is the view for 60 degrees. Then I calculated for 0 degrees, I calculated for 60 degrees, I am going to calculate for 120 degrees, the last one. Then you have to calculate for 180 degrees also. That is mandatory. You have to do that. So I am going to calculate for 120 degrees. At omega t is equals to 120 degrees. What about phi r? Phi r is nothing but the r phase. R phase is at omega t. Sine 120. Sine 120 is 0.866. Sine 120. This is minus 120. That's why minus. But this is plus 120. Simply plus 0.866 times of the phi m. What about y phase? The y phase is nothing but here 120 minus 120, 120 minus 120 is a 0. When sine 0, our answer is 0. Very simple, 0. And what is phi b? Phi b is nothing but 120 plus 120, 240. Otherwise, 120 minus 240, 120 minus 240 is the minus 120. Minus 120 value you know already, 0.86 times of phi m. Once have a look again. So at 120 degrees, the y phase is 0. Y phase is 0. Of course, the r phase in positive. The r phase is in positive. Of course, the b phase is in negative. The b phase is in negative, and that negative not maximum, less than the maximum. Like that, we concluded the fluxes for at omega t is equals to 0, 60, 120. Just calculate at 180 degrees also, that will give us the best results, best conclusion. Okay, will you do or not? Hold the video and do it fast. You come on guys. Right. So now I am going to represent in vector form. How? I am going to represent in vector form. Let's have a look here. So now there is no any work with these values. Now at omega t is equals to 0, what is the vector? At omega t is equals to 60 degrees, what is the vector? At omega t is equals to 120 degrees, what is the vector? Then after, we have to go for resultant flux calculations also. In resultant flux calculations, we have to find that, we have to observe that what is the resultant flux of these two, what is the resultant flux of these two, what is the resultant flux of these two, what is the resultant magnitude of our flux, that is also right. Okay, up to this just we analyzed what are the fluxes in different points at different locations, what are the fluxes in our three-phase supply, right guys? Okay, in next video we are going to saw the vectors and resultant flux and conclusions, right sir?